This is one of Sarah and Jasper's 2.5-week-old pups. That is Tinkerbell from Sarah and Jasper's previous litter. And she is approximately 2 months old, the white one. And the larger brown one, light brown one, is Sarah, the mother. And there's one of the 2.5-week-old babies whose eyes just open, trying to figure out the wheel. I think that eye is actually still closed. The other eye might be open. 2.5 weeks is when their eyes begin to open. There's Tinkerbell, the 2-month-old. And there's the babies that are 2.5 weeks old. There's 6 of them. Two girls and 4 boys. Here's one of the babies. Their eyes just opened. They're tired. They've been playing tonight. They like to all cuddle together at night and sleep together, huddled up. Tinkerbear's really working out on that wheel. And one good tip is to hang the wheel upside down. The wheel actually, this is a silent wheel from PetSmart. It's $9, but as you can hear, it's very quiet. And it actually comes with enough of these twist bread tie type things. This one long piece that comes with it, holding it to its cardboard packaging. You can cut that in 4 pieces and put it through the mesh in 4 general corners and hang the wheel, and that way it doesn't fall over, because they're bad about shifting their bedding around, and it's just the right height that way. And you just unscrew the yellow inner portion and the wheel comes off to be washed, because it will have some urine stains over time, but they have not chewed on it, which is good. And it's not hard at all to clean, and it is safe for their tails. Having the longer tails, it's better to have one of these type of wheels than the wire wheels that have the opportunity for their tail to get caught, although a lot of people use those and they're probably okay. The advantage of the wire wheel is that any urine or anything that they do to mark their territory will go right through the wire, the mesh wire, instead of collecting on the inner portion of the wheel. But we really like these wheels better so far. And you can see they have a mixed seed, sunflower seed, gerbil food there from PetSmart. It's the KT brand, fortified gerbil, hamster and gerbil food. And I like this 4-ounce water bottle. It's plenty of water, and it has a metal protective area so they can't chew on the plastic, and it hooks over the side of the cage so that it can be hung at your desired level based on how much bedding you want in the tank. And that's a very good water bottle, also from PetSmart. Let's see how this one's doing. Oh, it's napping. It gets warm in your hand and it goes to sleep. It's such a sweet little thing at 2.5 weeks old. You can even make their fur spike if you want. And then, if you have these in your child's bedroom, which we do, and you don't want to hear any noise, the wheel doesn't make noise, but the flexing of the mesh lid sometimes does. Generally speaking, gerbils are daytime animals and they sleep at night, but if some of them nap too much during the day because there's nobody interacting with them, then they potentially could play at night. There's one of the 2.5-week-olds trying to get used to the wheel now that he can see. I think he's got one eye open on one side and one eye closed on the other. But what I was going to say is, if he gets out of there, I'll show you how we flip it over at night sometimes, just to prevent any kind of noise at all. we can flip the whole mesh lid upside down and the wheel will no longer be in the cage. So they're not tempted to spin the wheel at night. If he'll get out, I'll flip it over. But aspen wood shavings is the best bedding for gerbils. Some of the pine and cedar shavings I've read can potentially cause some respiratory problems with gerbils, but it's probably rare. But aspen wood shavings is inexpensive, and you can go about 4 weeks before you have to change the litter, especially if you just have 1 or 2 gerbils in the cage. And what I usually do is just take the cage outside, dump it in our carry-out garbage container, and if it's cold, I'll come inside and wash it in the sink with hot water and soap, wash out the inside of the aquarium, and then dry it out. If it's warm, I can just do it outside with a hose and some antibacterial dish soap. I just make sure I rinse it really well and then dry it off very well. And a little ceramic bowl is ideal, and you don't want too much food because sometimes they will knock it around, and some of the food will be lost and wasted. So at night, sometimes we will just flip the lid, and it's still a good mesh lid there with weight on it that they cannot get out, but yet they were not tempted to run on the wheel. And it doesn't make any noise, like I say, but the flexing of the mesh can. Anyway, this 10-gallon aquarium is an ideal habitat for your gerbils, especially for 2 paired adult same-sex gerbils. It works out great. It's plenty of room, especially if you have a wheel for exercise. And it's easy to clean, it's easy to see the gerbils, it's easy to take them out, and they can't chew up anything, and it's easy to clean. So it's just a perfect type of cage for your pet gerbil. We sure are enjoying these little guys. They're really sweet. So thanks for watching our videos from Jasper Gerbil at babygerbils.com. We hope that we can provide you with a new family pet. So please email me if you are interested. Thank you very much. Oh, I think they're nursing now. They're trying to. They'll start eating real food and drinking water around, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. Just each one is a little bit different. But they're desperately trying to nurse at this moment, as you can see. The bigger they get, the harder it is. Sarah's a good mother, and Tinkerbell is learning to be a good mother by being in there with the mother. She thinks she is the mother sometimes. She sits on them and cleans them and licks them and corrals them. But Sarah's a good mother. She's really looks after them and cleans them and tries to carry them back to the corner if they get riled up and get outside of their corner. Sometimes she'll try to pick them up in her mouth and move them back. Good night, babies.